Ladies and gentlemen, be ready, for what you are about to hear is not for those who are easily agitated, have a weak heart, or are still holding on to the notion that things make sense. The internet is ablaze. Somewhere in a dimly lit room, Papoose is sitting quietly, rocking back and forth, mumbling, "Ain't no way." The group conversations are in disarray because, according to some awful tea that just spilled, Claressa Shields, yes, the unbeaten boxing champion and purported GW, may not be who she claims to be from deep within Remy Ma's inner circle. Furthermore, we're not discussing phony sponsorships or direct messages that she neglected to remove. The kind of identity narrative twist that would cause Dr. Phil, played by Jerry Springer, to rise from the TV dead and ask, "Wait, what now?" With receipts, screenshots, and, let's say, surgeon-level paperwork. Remy Ma, the same lady who supposedly discovered her husband skulking in a training camp, is now exposing Claressa. In reality, is the Gwat the goat of deception? This rabbit hole is deeper than Rhee's prison files, so fasten your seatbelt. We just reached page 1. Sweetie, do you ever wake up, ladies and gentlemen, and regret checking your phone right away? Since what began as a basic decent in the realms of boxing, hip-hop, and bedroom betrayals, morning scroll has now become a national emergency. We are discussing a story that is so utterly strange and insane that not even Tyler Perry could have written such a dysfunctional script. Let's turn the tape back. Once the toughest woman in the rap world, Remy Ma is now juggling roles as a doctor, divorce lawyer, and investigator. And not a competitor was at the heart of her breakdown. Rapper Claressa Shields, not a secret baby, but the unbeaten, unrepentant boxing champion who, until lately, had just gold belts and Instagram clapbacks to her credit. However, it seems that she has been battling more than just rivals within the ring, because Remy Ma supposedly found something about Claressa that rocked her world. According to rumors louder than Funk Flex's radio tirades, something she in his late-night sparring sessions with the boxing champion, Papoose, conveniently neglected to bring up the claims. Yes, Remy allegedly discovered authentic or photo-manipulated medical records. We're not sure yet, suggesting that Claressa may have been born with a male shield. Now stop, breathe, give it time to marinate. This is not your typical triangle of love. The entire story is turned upside down when Remy Ma discovers her husband cheating not with any woman, but with someone who may have had a previous identity. It's similar to learning that the side lady could be the side guy and your man was aware the entire time. Social media exploded, doing what it does best. Remy Leaks was in the news for 14 hours in a row. Detectives on TikTok panned an unshaky video during a training camp. Also, there was a heated discussion about gender identity on Twitter, led by individuals who still believe that biology is a shampoo brand. Let's delve further. Though, how did we end up here at all? Let's dissect the chronology of this utterly insane affair. According to reports, it all began in early May when Papoose, who has been surprisingly silent in the rap industry, she was seen visiting a private gym in Claressa's hometown of Detroit. Papoose's forays into boxing are becoming commonplace. However, he rarely schedules a 4-day private training intensive with Claressa Shields is conveniently free of cameras. The media, and Remy Ma, Papoose, and Claressa reportedly felt very at ease during these sessions, according to sources close to the camp. Even so, one unnamed trainer claimed it wasn't simply jabs. As well as hooks, a few glances lingered. It was less like ring technique and more like romantic tension. The hotel receipts followed. Yes, receipts, literal ones. Remy Ma reportedly engaged a private investigator because she was dubious of her husband's fitness makeover. And you know what appeared? A 2-night stay scheduled under P. Papoose's legal name is Mackie, and the second visitor is simply identified as CS. We won't speculate, but when your man reserves a room with champagne, a jacuzzi, and blackout curtains for that's either Olympic-level self-care or cheating for recuperation purposes. Then things truly took a turn for the worse. Someone claiming to be Remy's makeup artist claims that Remy went completely crazy when on Papoose's laptop she discovered a folder named CS Notes. There were screenshots of therapy records, what appeared to be pre-surgery consultations, and, yes, a letter from a gender clinic, all purportedly connected to Claressa. Remy's screen recorded everything before the files were swiftly erased. The following day, she allegedly confronted Papoose. Insiders claimed that at that point, he froze, like a novice in the ring, and uttered the now famous phrase, "I made no inquiries. Her strength simply inspired me." I'm sorry, you implying that Papoose might have been aware of it and accepted it. Now, let's make things clear before anyone makes assumptions. The scandal is not being transgender. The deceit, the cover-up, and the secret affair involving individuals who have based their careers on devotion and authenticity are the true scandal. Not to mention who we are discussing. Remy Ma, a lady who served 6 years in prison and emerged victorious. She doesn't put up with her partner playing games with someone who might have changed their own past. What did Remy do, then? She allegedly leaked, or sources claim that she provided files anonymously to a gossip blog called Poon's Widow, an obvious indication that this was personal, and a less than subtle allusion to Big Pun. After tagging Claressa and uploading the files, the blog pulled everything in a matter of hours. Legal threats, DMCA takedowns, etc. The internet, however, never forgets. The takedowns, video clips, were already downloaded, reposted, and remixed into TikToks with titles ranging from Papoose pics, a plot twist, to GWAT to WHA revenge. The press conference followed the appearance of Claressa Shields 2 days later. She appeared in public with her public relations team and a lawyer who appeared to be trying out for law and order. She disputed all of it, firmly declared the documents to be fraudulent, said that she had always been a woman. "I don't need to prove anything to anybody," she remarked, staring directly into the camera. "I beat ladies because I train like a champion, not because I'm built like one," Mike said. However, she obviously doesn't comprehend Remy Ma's methods if she believed that was the end of it. She's been quiet because of Remy. Too silent, and there's usually something nasty in the works when Remy goes dark. She is reportedly getting ready for her own sit-down interview, potentially with Angie Martinez, according to BOMBSHELL rumors. It's over if it occurs, or even Lord help us, Tasha K. Claressa might as well hang up her gloves and prepare for her whole life to be dissected at the DNA level. As well as Papoose, he was last saw at a retreat called Men Healing from Emotional Warfare, and he has already disappeared on Instagram, removed his most recent freestyle, and disabled comments. Oh no. However, someone else joined the conversation right when we believed we had hit the pinnacle of insanity. A former sparring partner of Claressa sent a YouTuber a direct message alleging that Claressa had severe locker room regulations and would not take off her clothes, other female athletes, and never had a shower with anyone else. Is it a coincidence? Perhaps, or perhaps it is a component of Remy's been attempting to finish. But let's take a moment before drawing any judgments, since the more we learn, the more questions we have. I mean, was Papoose truly unaware? Had Remy truly been deceived? Or, after being implicated in her own controversy with Easy the Block Captain, is this a fantasy of retaliation? Most importantly, what will happen next? Because if you believed this was awful, wait till you hear what was revealed about the treatment facility that Claressa supposedly went to using a fictitious name. Oh, you were unaware of that? Oh, you were unaware of the visit to the rehab center. Let's unpack it. Then, as this next things move from chaotic to completely nuclear in this chapter. One extremely anxious-sounding nurse who contacted Reddit anonymously claims that, of course, where else would she go? Shields, Claressa purportedly entered Clarence Shell, a private mental health hospital in upstate New York. Yes, Shell, which is evidently short for Shields. And Clarence, as in the masculine form. The 48-hour visit was short, yet it was sufficient to spark curiosity and raise eyebrows. Why would a world champion need to conceal her identity when she extols power, self-assurance, and unadulterated authenticity? Despite the hoodie, the nurse said she knew Claressa right away. Big hoodie and shades. She had that fighter walk, the nurse documented, but what really got me was how terrified she appeared, as if she had a secret that was now coming to light. Let that simmer. Because Remy Ma was allegedly leaking more than just data, while Claressa was hiding in rehab under a false identity. According to sources, she contacted a Miami plastic surgeon, requesting to determine whether CS had been a customer from 2014 to 2017. And you know what? Citing HIPAA privacy regulations, the clinic declined to comment. However, prior to an enigmatic invoice for $47,000 for a multi-stage feminization surgery surfaced online. Initials just, no name, no refund. CS paid in full. The date was 1 year before, to Claressa's first Olympic appearance. Now stop. Take a breath. Because if this is true, and we're not claiming it is, we're merely asserting that receipts exist on the internet. It implies that Claressa may have entered the ring with a lot of mysteries in her medical file and some unresolved issues from her background. As if things couldn't be any more twisted, Papoose returns, or his playlist does. Anyway, he created a mysterious Instagram story and then swiftly removed it. Only a black screen. Just one tune. And the Bad Religion of Frank Ocean. You're aware of it, the words, this unspoken affection. It seems like a one-man cult to me. Supporters went crazy. Threads on Reddit became viral. Some conjectured that it was a subliminal message, or, worse, a coded apology. That he decided to adore Claressa while being aware of the rumors surrounding her. At that point, public sentiment entered a full-fledged civil war. Claressa versus team, Remy versus team. Everyone is telling lies. Another tweet that went viral stated, Remy Ma wants us to cancel a woman because she might be transgender. Another remarked, if Papoose fell for Claressa knowing everything, that man's loyalty is terrifying. Even Cardi B couldn't keep out of it, so she deleted the tweet and said, girl, worry about your own felonies. You guys are very out. PPL's gender is being clocked here like TSA agents. Before your man finds himself in her corner, take care of your own affairs. The genuine tea, however, continued to leak while the public quarreled. A hazy video purportedly shows Papoose and Claressa entering a massage parlor in Detroit, together at 11:47 p.m., according to a hacking collective known only as the Undercard, who have a history of releasing athlete direct messages and security footage from locker rooms. Just vibrations, no audio or time. Just as the spa door closes behind them, the video cuts. Naturally, the internet filled in the gaps. Within hours, the hashtag #MidnightMassageGate became popular. The scene was recreated by TikTokers. 3-hour breakdowns were created by YouTubers using footstep analysis, and astrological charts were used to demonstrate Claressa's predominantly masculine energy. This isn't anything we made up. However, Remy Ma was playing while the internet was fixated on vibes and receipts. Chess. In Atlanta, she appeared at a panel discussion. With a folder clearly labeled Legal Notice Shields, everyone smiles. When a reporter inquired as to whether Remy smirked and said, "All I'm saying is deception comes with consequences, and nobody plays my husband without playing me first." Boom. Remy had planned to file a lawsuit or file charges. Let's be honest now. Remy Ma is also not an angel. For cheating on Papoose with Easy, the block captain, she has received public criticism. Furthermore, despite her denials, the conflict between her and Papoose hasn't precisely been nuanced. So, some fans want to know if this is true outrage or retaliation, because this is the theory that is becoming more and more popular. Remy was unconcerned about the history of Claressa before she had feelings. In other words, she wasn't shaken by the identification. The treachery was the thing. You are aware of how hurtful women can be. Act in a scandalous manner. There is no wrath like that of a Remy scorn. Claressa's crew has been rushing in the... Meanwhile, according to their most recent statement, Miss Shields is being she has nothing to hide and will not tolerate hatred, despite being the object of false accusations motivated by misogyny and jealousy. However, she did entertain it because she requested an emergency restraining order against Remy Ma on the same day, claiming that she was being harassed online, that her reputation was being harmed, and that she was in danger. Indeed, an order of restraining a rapper once shot her own friend over $300 and was sentenced to prison. She is now accused of intimidating a boxing champion over her unfaithful husband. It's like a VH1 reality show, and Netflix true crime series had a child and let it fall to Zeus Network. But hold on, it gets worse. Text messages purportedly exchanged between Claressa and another female boxer were released by an unidentified promoter. In them, Claressa states, I've never trusted a man to keep his mouth shut, and now Ray is targeting me once more. Once more, the term set off a fresh round of conspiracy ideas. Was this not just another weaponization of Claressa's past? Even a 2012 rumor about a transgender athlete being disqualified from the U.S. Women's Olympic team before an unexpected paperwork error allowed them to compete. No names were ever made public. Could that athlete have been Claressa? If that's the case, the Olympic Committee's quiet suddenly became extremely loud. Papoose, meanwhile, has yet to be located. The streets claim he is hiding from both women because of fear that one of them may come up with evidence that would put an end to his reputation as the most devoted guy in hip-hop. But his crew claims he is taking time off for spiritual healing. Additionally, fans in round 12, they're divided like a smashed eyebrow. Some claim Ray is revealing the truth, while others claim she is simply upset because she lost her husband to someone with a more complex past and a sharper tongue. However, this is when everything starts to go dark. Speaking anonymously, a former boxing commissioner asserted that some medical data are kept secret for a purpose and that their release would rock the foundation of boxing for women. That poses a problem now since it is no longer solely a gender issue or a scandal if Claressa's records are made public, whether they are genuine or not. It turns into a nightmare for regulations, litigation, inquiries, potential revocations of titles. Claressa's legacy in the sport she helped promote could be destroyed by this, and who would be watching it all burn while enjoying some popcorn? Ma Remy. Because one thing is very obvious. Regardless of whether she is telling the truth or not, she is now in charge of this ship. She possesses the receipts. The public is paying attention to her. Additionally, insiders claim that she has one last secret weapon, a phone conversation that was recorded between Papoose and claims that Claressa made in the final days before the scandal broke include a confession, a breakdown, and what Remy refers to as the final nail in the coffin. Where were we then? The phone call. Certainly, a voice memo named Monday Night CS was found on Papoose's old iPad, which had been gathering dust in the couple's apartment for months. According to a very scared former aide of Remy Ma, the document was dated Baby Remy discovered that it was backed up to the cloud just 3 days prior to the scandal breaking out. What's within? Papoose and Claressa Shields allegedly had a 70-minute private conversation that was recorded without her understanding, in which the fighter acknowledges that some aspects of her path are private. "I didn't hide it because I was ashamed," she adds at one point, and I paraphrase her, "I hid it because people don't want truth." And Papoose, the self-proclaimed king of loyalty, "They want categories. You are either a hero or a headline. You know I don't care about all that." He replies, "I see you as a woman." For a period, doesn't anyone know how we got here? We simply did. Let that sink for a moment. Now, everyone is wondering if that is an admission, or if the man is choosing love over labels. Or is it a man purposefully concealing a fact that may bring down a whole sport and ruin his marriage? The court of public opinion condemned the gavel after Remy Ma revealed the audio. A burner account uploaded the call to X, formerly Twitter, at 2:03 a.m. on a Thursday, and within 9 minutes, it had more than one. Papoose seemed like he was willing to risk everything for Claressa's secrets, and the comments were vicious. The post received 2 million views. Remy Ma discovered the tape and declared, "Now get my retribution." This is no longer even messy. Spiritual warfare is what this is. But hold on, the flames continued. Claressa's response: Shields' legal team threatened civil and criminal actions, named Remy Ma, Papoose, and others, and issued a cease and letter alleging the tape was doctored, unlawfully obtained, and violated state and federal recording laws. Any third party sharing the recording as possible targets, and Papoose went into ghost mode, erasing everything. No responses, no interviews until TMZ discovered him outside a Brooklyn juice bar, staring thin and exhausted. He murmured, "Right now, I'm just trying to breathe," in response to a question about whether he was still with Remy. "Oh no, and you thought we were going to hit rock, but bottom." Surprise, a fresh leak has surfaced. In an anonymous podcast, a retired Olympic coach stated, and we're quoting here, "There were murmurs during Claressa's pre-Olympic silent discussions behind closed doors, missing medical forms, and screenings that didn't add up. She was our best chance though, thus, it was swept beneath the mat." Listen, that soundbite went viral online like a Molotov cocktail. Whether that is accurate or not, as if they possessed doctorates in gender studies, people began displaying old pictures, videos of fights, and even comparisons of hip ratios and jawlines. It was insane. The most startling aspect is that the Women's Boxing Regulatory Committee, a group that seldom comes out of the shadows to reevaluate eligibility, supposedly called an emergency meeting, protocols and athlete data in front of persistent public anxiety. In other words, they're looking into Claressa's past again. And that's terrible, my friends, because if one document is discovered to be a fake, even one timeline, she can lose everything because she was misaligned. Olympic titles, championship belts, sponsorships, medals, all of it. And who would be grinning all the time? Remy Ma, you guessed it, because we shouldn't fool ourselves. It wasn't about doing the right thing here, it was a personal matter. This was war in fancy clothes and crimson lipstick. Heels. Remy didn't aim solely for affection, she pursued the heritage. And while some admirers are encouraging her, others are really curious as to whether she went too much. Remember that an alleged affair was the catalyst for this whole situation. No verified sex recordings, pregnancy or relationship status, just late-night workouts and dubious lodging reservations, as well as a suspected background that Claressa never revealed. Was this all justified, then? Or did Remy Ma just want to destroy a woman who could have just wanted to be left alone? Hip-hop Twitter remains divided in the meanwhile. Team Remy claims that she acted in the same way as any other powerful woman. Keep her marriage intact, call attention to the liar, and remind to avoid upsetting the monarchy of the Bronx. Team Claressa, however, isn't going to back down. You all want to disregard her because of a past that has no bearing on her present, even though she is a fighter, a world champion, and a survivor. People will applaud you when you're winning until they hear a rumor. Then suddenly your entire identity is a scandal, stated Nicki Minaj Loki in a now-deleted tweet. Oh no, not to mention the whispers about Netflix. You heard correctly. According to insiders, producers are vying for the Gloves documentary, The Claressa Shields Files, which include legal in-depth analyses, dramatic reenactments, and wait for ITN interview with a mystery witness who says she knew Claressa before she became well-known, when she was supposedly living as a boy named CJ. That right there is either the last domino in this convoluted, twisted tale or defamation on steroids. As this crazy journey comes to an end, let's pause to reflect on what has just transpired. A marriage fell apart. The legacy of a champion was called into question. In 2006, receipts were leaked like mixed tapes, demonstrating once more how the internet can convert your most private information into viral content. We now pose this question to you, your devoted, inquisitive, and unconcerned business audience. Was Claressa Shields telling the truth, or was she lying? Was Papoose treacherous? Did Remy Ma just demonstrate to us the extent to which a woman will go when she feels insulted, or what else? The question of whether this is the conclusion of the story or merely the beginning is arguably the most significant of all. According to rumors, Ray is penning a revealing memoir, and everyone will be exposed if even half of the information in these leaks makes it to print. Folks, there you have it. One more day, one more controversy, one more legacy clinging to a thread. It's your chance to spill something, but only on Scoop Bazaar you get the kind of tea that destroys group discussions for a week and burns your throat. Do you believe has Claressa Shields been leading a false life? Or is Remy Ma simply resentful, wounded, and bloodthirsty? Is Papoose a victim without any power? Maybe hip-hop's most emotionally jumbled dude. This whole thing is messier than Rhee's last wig installation. Let's face it. Hit that comment section as if it were a debt to you. Conspiracy theories and wild perspectives are what we desire, and there were absolutely no reactions. Subscribe today if you want to see more mayhem, courtroom meltdowns, and shady secrets revealed like mixtapes in 2003. Activate alerts to avoid missing the next moment in a celebrity's life. Blows up on a Tuesday. Since over here we do more than simply drink at Scoop Bazaar the tea. We reveal it. We agitate it. Additionally, we set the entire kitchen on fire. See you in the upcoming controversy.